Hi everyone, Aaron here for zollotech, and many of you have been asking me for a What's on My iPhone video. So this is What's on My iPhone mid-2018. It's probably my most requested video at this point, at least this time in the year. So this is my current setup. Now, if you've seen this in any of the recent videos, you've probably seen this page at least. And if you've followed me for quite some time, you'll see some things have changed. Now, a lot of the time I used Google Maps, but I've since switched that to Apple Maps. And there's a couple of reasons for that. One is they've updated Apple Maps in iOS 12 Beta 3, which is running on this, and that's the developer Beta 3 or public Beta 2. So that's updated, and San Francisco is a lot more detailed. Let me show you that. So if we zoom in here to San Francisco, it's very detailed. Now, if we go to other cities, they're not quite that detailed yet. They will be in the future. Apple's been working on this for about 4 years, they've said. So we should see some good changes in the future going forward. But right now, it's just San Francisco. Hopefully, they'll update it in some future versions of iOS betas, or by the time it's out to the public in late September, we probably will see that. Now, as you can see, there's Google Photos, regular photos, weather, some pretty terrible air quality here. It just went away, but there was bad air quality. And then your simple, straightforward apps at the top. I was using Google Tasks. Now I'm using Reminders again. Now down here, News is a little bit different. I've been using Google News a lot, and Heartfeed I've talked about before. And Heartfeed is great just because you can put in whatever feed you want. So this one works really well. I've got my own stuff there, and if you want to see specific sites, it's good for that. These are more tailored news sites, and if you want more privacy, use Apple News. But I like the tailored experience of Google News through Google and the News app as well. Now, of course, I've got YouTube, and as you can see, I have shortcuts. This is only available for developers right now, and you have to request it through the developer portal. So if you have a developer account, then you can request it through there, and then as long as they approve it, you can install it. And if you don't have access to it, you can install it through Workflow. TestFlight is how you get shortcuts. It allows you to install that app. So they allow you to install this, then through there you get this, and you're good to go. But I have a Facebook folder. I should probably get rid of this, or at least add stuff to it and make it a social folder. And then you'll see here Podcasts has changed, or I was using Pocket Casts. Now Podcasts has been updated in iOS 12, and for me, I can't say that it's great still. So here's my shows. The app looks okay. It's nice and clean. But what I've found is when I'm using it, or I connect it to my car using CarPlay, it's just not really showing the updates like I'd like. I don't like the layout of it as much. I think Pocket Casts and some of the others are a much better experience still, so I'll probably be going back very soon. Now you'll see I went back to the stock Mail app, and this is because Mail from other app developers was good, but not so private. So I talked about that in another video. It's just something I wanted to go back to have some privacy. So we'll go to the second page, and what I use this for is pretty much everything else. And then the third page is for stuff that I'm either using very little or maybe I'll get rid of. So on this page, you'll see I have social, a lot of things on Pinterest here. You can follow me there as well. I post a lot of wallpapers there also. Extras, this is just the Apple apps. I just put those in here. And finance, I haven't really done anything different with that. Entertainment, you'll see here. Google Trips is really good if you want to plan a trip. It's got a lot of great things in there. I've actually used it quite a bit. Apple really should make a app like that, I think. We have photos and video, and this is the one I probably use the most, is Imgur and Pixelmator and Investigator. Investigator is a great app that shows you metadata about photos. It'll tell you what lens it was taken with, what the settings were, what type of camera it was, where it was taken, if that information's there, and it just tells you all the metadata for that. And then Filmic Pro, I've mentioned that one before. That's for using kind of pro settings for your videos on your iPhone. So it works really well. You can lock in focus and all your different settings. It's really nice, and it's a paid app, but it's worth it if you want to use your phone to be a serious video recorder. Now food, nothing really spectacular there. Dunkin' Donuts. Let's see, Dunkin' Donuts, those, I should really just get rid of McDonald's. I don't use it. So get rid of that one. And then Starbucks, and I guess I have nothing else there. And then the Measure app. Measure is an app I find very useful, but not so accurate yet. I actually compared this the other day and found that it was consistently 2 inches off. So whatever the measurement was, say it was 10 feet, it would be 2 inches under or over 10 feet. So it was consistent, but consistently 2 inches off. This is another app I like a lot, Lux Meter. This tells me the light balance, or color temperature rather, or light in the room. So give it a second here. There we go. So that's not really what I was aiming for, but it's okay. It's a little bit darker than I wanted, but it's okay. Or I was aiming more for 5500K for daylight, but that's close enough for right now anyway for this video. LifeX is for some lights in my studio setup. I'll probably do that video in the future. I also have another product from LifeX to check out and review coming up pretty soon. Chronicle tells me when my bills are due. I use it just to make sure I don't miss anything. Just whatever you want to put in there, you can put in there. It's an okay app. I wouldn't say it's fantastic, but it's pretty decent. Password Manager, Anchor for podcasts. I plan to be doing podcasts soon, real soon, maybe collaborating with some people on that. And that's one way to do it on the go if we want to do that. NordVPN, Apollo, Patreon. Patreon, if you want to contribute, and maybe we'll do some giveaways, maybe give away some iPhones if we get enough money to do that. I'd be more than happy to do that if I got some contributors through Patreon. That's also Zollotech, so if you want to check it out, you can check it out there. I'll link it below also. And then Apollo is good for photos, but utility is, well, just that, a bunch of different utilities, not necessarily organized in any way, but they're all there. And some I may not use, some may not even be relevant at this point. Feedback, because I'm on the beta. Tweetbot is an app that I like, but with Twitter changing things with their API and not allowing people to use certain things, Tweetbot I go back and forth with, and I can't post polls without this app, so I go back and forth. And then Workflow is the same as Shortcuts. Apple bought Workflow, turned it into Shortcuts. So if you want to try it out now, you don't have access to Shortcuts, just try out Workflow. You'll be able to check it out. And then here's things that I don't use that often, maybe sometimes. iTunes Store I do use, but I just needed to put it in a place. Teespring for some t-shirts. I have a couple for this channel. If you want to check them out, they're probably under the video actually. IGTV, I did post one video, but I don't really watch it myself. I'm not a big fan of the vertical video, but I figured I'd try it out, and then the others are pretty obvious. So that's it for what's on my iPhone. If there's any apps you'd suggest, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to get your hands on this wallpaper, I'll link it. Thanks to Hafed Marzouk for sending this one along. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe and like. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.